Oh, all right. Go for it.
So, welcome back to the GroupThink podcast. Once again today, we have Tyler Webster with us again. And this time, we're going to be doing the vaunted other half of the comic books we talked about, or immediately this half we're going to be, because we're immediately in the aftermath of Wonder Woman. So,
Yeah. It was a good movie. Not gonna lie.
yeah, the internet's freaking exploding about it.
Especially the old girl viewing of it. That was interesting.
Yeah, let's create a controversy. Do you think that was Alamo Drafthouse just kind of mining for controversy, or do you think they were being sincere about that?
I have no idea. Like, why does it matter? They're making it sound like, oh my god, only women can go see this movie. No.
Yeah, a tiny Texas-based chain of movie theaters, specifically located in the South, that, or it might have even just been the New York one. Like
I don't even remember.
It was definitely overblown. I can see like people being like, this is a little bit sketchy from a reverse standpoint, but it's not a big deal.
I don't think it was either. Oh crap, my phone. Anyways, I mean, I feel like everyone would get mad too if we did like a He-Man like all male showing. Like, I'm pretty sure people would be pissed about that too.
The He-Man all men screening. I don't know. If we were a little bit more like footloose about this kind of stuff, and no one really cared, I wouldn't see it as a big deal. But everything is a controversy now, so nothing can go under the radar.
No, not at all.
If only. But yeah, so the movie's out. Today is Wednesday, so it's been for about
Almost a week.
Almost a week now, and it's basically getting reviewed as like the best superhero movie in the past 5 or 6 years, which is a little bit weird, but...
Oh, I thought they were saying only for DC, which that's not comparing that much to DC.
Well, yes, the best. There's been one good DC movie since, well, 2 if you count The Dark Knight Rises, but one really good DC movie since
I don't
Dark
count
Knight.
that as a really good movie, to be honest with you.
I like it, but we can get into that. But I'd say the Lego Movie has been the only really good DC movie since 2008.
Yeah,
Lego Batman, I should say.
Both those movies are amazing.
Well, technically, the Lego Movie wasn't a DC movie, but
hey, Superman, Green Lantern, and Batman, it's DC.
And Han Solo, and Dumbledore, and Gandalf,
and Milhouse,
and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Everyone was in it,
and the creature from the Black Lagoon. So yeah, everyone was in the Lego Movie. So
except Marvel. Did you realize that?
Well, yeah, of course. They apparently Warner Brothers can negotiate with freaking Disney to get the Star Wars characters, but not the Marvel characters. It'll only
in order for me to work, you have to let me go out and party with total strangers. I will text you.
I will text you.
That was the best line in that whole movie.
Yeah, and the Lego Batman is freaking great.
That was such a good movie.
It comes out on DVD like next week.
Does it? Oh, I'm so ready.
I pre-ordered I went to FYE to pre-order mine because they're giving pre-posters away with it. So
I figured you get like a Batman keychain or something, or like the Robin, like the really bad dick.
Well, I know DC likes to throw these little tiny crappy statues in with their DVD releases nowadays, but like I know what they did.
The one I saw for Batman v Superman wasn't bad. It didn't look bad, but I'm not a huge fan. I wasn't a huge fan.
I just remember when I used to be super into the DC animated movies, I got like 2 or 3 of the little statues that came with those, and those were pretty okay.
I saw one for Flashpoint. I think there was one for Flashpoint. It didn't look bad. That was a good movie.
You kind of have to get all of them, otherwise they don't really have like anything to put them. Like I have Superman and Deathstroke, and I don't know. Neither of them really fits with the other. So
where did Deathstroke come from?
One of the I forget which
Batman Son of Batman.
I don't remember which one it was, but it might have been. It was.
Because besides that, the only other like anime movie he's been in like lately was Judas Contract.
It wouldn't have been Judas Contract. It would have been around the time that like.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's the one I can think of, and that just came out like a month or 2 ago.
Internet, solve this question for us.
I don't care. He cares though.
I must know because I'm a crazy man, but yeah. So Lego Batman, great. I want to watch it again in a week when it comes out, but
How
So
we really got off topic there?
well, that's the podcast. How else are we gonna fill an hour?
True.
But yeah, Wonder Woman just came out, and literally every critic is saying it's the best thing ever. And I think that I really liked it when I saw it. I'm probably gonna go see it again at some point. But it's been
If someone asks me, let's go see Wonder Woman again, I would end up going to see it.
yeah. I just think I think that there's a little bit of the critic overreaction just going on, because it's like, oh my gosh, it doesn't suck.
Well, it's the first Wonder Woman movie ever made.
Well, yeah, that's a really cool thing. My first reaction was, we finally have a DC franchise that isn't Batman that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, the Superman is sort of functional, but like
They have it by sort of functional.
They made 2 great movies out of it in the 70s, and they've been struggling to make a sequel about it ever since then.
Turning Back Time by reversing the orbit.
It's a good movie.
Okay, we'll let you know that.
Well, by the standards of a time when superhero movies were completely impossible to produce.
True.
So it was doing a different thing than like a modern superhero movie.
At least it can't be as bad as Superman 4 when he shot the wall and apparently it rebuilt itself. Like, that was so unnecessary, it was stupid.
You know what? As someone who has an ironic fixation with canon films, I kind of secretly appreciate that movie, but it's not for its quality. It's just because I like the fact that canon films had a Superman movie. But the
movie was awful.
It's completely awful.
They're bad and they should feel bad.
I don't know. I think things like that and like a lot of old bad superhero movies get respectively more entertaining with time. This is like, you know what? Supergirl is a terrible movie, but now I can appreciate just the fact that they managed to get Peter O'Toole in this frickin' thing. But
well, that's right. They did make a Supergirl movie. I completely forgot about that.
They got freaking Lawrence of Arabia to be her dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who can forget when Shaq played Steel? That was great. Awful movie, but great.
Why the heck did they make a Steel movie?
I don't know. Like, of all the people you thought of Steel. I don't ever think of Steel when I think of DC.
A minor character from Superman's like Death of Superman story. Is that the version of Steel they were going with, or was there a different Steel?
I don't know. How many Steels have there been? I thought there's been at least 2.
Okay, because my first thought with Steel was it's Steel from Death of Superman, but I'm like, I don't know why. That's a weird character to center a movie around.
Well, it's like one of his only like sidekicks, if you ever think about it.
Yeah, well, one of his only good ones, except maybe Connor Kent, but I don't know.
What about Jimmy Olsen?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that kid's been through everything.
Not a superhero sidekick, but a person sidekick. Yeah.
I mean, at one point he had like the powers of 1,000 new gods at one point.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, go read that story. That was actually a pretty good story. And I don't like Superman, so that should tell you something.
Now I want to, because that sounds great.
Yeah, it's like someone's killing off the new gods. And apparently all of his... I don't even remember how that happened. But his soul was getting fused with like a bunch of like thousands upon thousands of like new gods. And he fought Darkseid, which was like, okay, this is getting interesting.
He's like a DC Rick Jones.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I'm so sad that they killed him off.
Which?
You didn't know? Oh yeah, you've never read Secret Empire, have you?
They kill Rick Jones?
Yeah, that was issue 1. They killed them.
Really?
Yeah, it was really sad.
I didn't know Rick Jones was still doing stuff.
Yeah, I thought you said you were reading the new Captain America.
I read 2 issues of Captain America Steve Rogers.
He was in it. He was in the first one. He was pretty much doing like his whole like... He was like Wade from Kim Possible. That's pretty much what he was doing.
Fair enough. I'm not huge on the new Captain America, but yeah,
I'd say go read Secret Empire. It's actually really good.
Okay.
Except the artwork sucks. I'll give it that.
It's got that weird like Marvel like pseudo-realistic style that they were using for that long Jonathan Hickman Avengers run. That's kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's really bad. I have to force myself to read it.
It's really weird, but yeah, Wonder Woman. So
Wasn't the only one that got like the Captain America like one vibe from it?
and there's a Captain America vibe. There's a bit of a Thor vibe. There's a lot of people making like Phase 1 Marvel comparisons to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because it was a war movie. That's why I thought of Captain America.
You can kind of tell they were like, well, we don't not sure how to approach the character. And so they kind of looked at First Avenger and it's like, okay, this is like a basic idea for how to approach this style of character.
Yeah.
But the story is very different than Captain America, so it's...
I would never thought they would do World War One, to be honest.
It works better for what they're doing, I think, because they
Yeah.
they need a war where the war obviously isn't in any way heroic or like virtuous. Because if they did World War II, there's obvious good guys and bad guys, and World War One's like everyone's kind of not a good guy in this war.
Everyone's
So.
kind of an asshole.
I'm gonna brutally kill my German brethren because some guy in freaking Austria got shot. So, and because we're connected as allies to a long chain of confusion, we're all gonna go to war now. But yes, the father is nodding off screen in agreement. So,
But the Germans really did some really nasty stuff in Belgium.
well, yeah.
They didn't call it the rape of Belgium for nothing.
Oh joy.
History fact, folks.
History with Tyler's dad.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You need your bi-monthly cameo, so.
And I'm wearing pants.
Okay.
Hold on, what?
As opposed to all of the television broadcasts where the news person is clearly not wearing pants below the before the
I
camera.
don't have to wear pants? What the fuck?
So, early days of Tyler's show, I would wave to the assembled audience, not speak. And Tyler would say, "Dad, would you please show up with pants on?"
Oh yeah, I was just giving him crap.
Yeah, so that was his way of getting back.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that.
No, I just not wear pants for this. I would. Yeah, anyone gonna notice?
Who needs to wear pants or shoes when you're on screen? The Hannity style, as it's known, but
I mean, to be honest, we could be full nude and no one would notice.
I've listened to at least one podcast with the lead had claimed to have been doing that, so
I wouldn't doubt it. I probably would do it.
yeah. He was in a Skype call and he just made sure the camera was pointing at a steel gradient that was sitting next to the computer, so the other guy couldn't see him. So,
But if it works, it works.
yeah, then I don't have to go freaking wear pants on broadcast. But this is a good thing to transition back into Wonder Woman talking about. So,
I mean, she didn't wear pants, so yes.
well, yes. This is probably one of our more like non-revealing costumes in general, but
Yeah, it really wasn't that revealing, to be honest.
it's probably just because it had to do with Gal Gadot, and she's not like she's clearly bulked up for the role, but she's not
Yeah.
a huge actress, so you can kind of do more modesty, but it works fine with her. It looks like Wonder Woman, so
She did really well as Wonder Woman.
yeah, I like the angle they approached it with, like her just like I can't believe anything bad is going on in the world sort of vibe to it. So
Like, kind of like that hippie vibe, and then you realize, oh shit, I've just seen people get murdered.
yeah, I know everyone hates the Ares not necessarily a twist, but like no one thinks he's developed right. But otherwise,
I was very surprised on who Ares was.
yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and spoil it in case you haven't
Yeah,
seen the movie.
spoilers, spoiler alert.
Literally everyone else has seen this movie already, so
And by the time you put it on the internet, most people are already going to be seen.
a week after, yeah, pretty much. This movie's already projected to be the second weekend winner for the first time since the DC Extended Universe started, so take that, The Mummy.
Oh yeah, that's right. That comes out this week. That should tell you how bad that's going to be.
The Mummy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it because
Why?
apparently now Universal wants to do their Dark Universe idea.
Is that part of it?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because they're officially gonna start having like there's gonna be background characters in this that are gonna get their own movies in 2 years. So, like the guy who's gonna play Dr. Jekyll is gonna be in this and stuff like that. But
Huh.
I have no
I still
idea.
want to see Tom Cruise there.
You don't like Tom Cruise?
Not really, not anymore.
Did he do something to break your heart?
No, I just don't like. I don't know, after like 30 Mission Impossibles, you kind of just need to end it.
It was the couch thing.
Probably was the couch thing. Also, like that picture of like if you cut his face down the middle, like his tooth just splits. That just creeps me out now. I can't unsee it.
What?
You haven't seen that picture?
No.
It's like if you cut his face straight down the middle, like when he's smiling, his tooth is directly in the middle of his face. That's because he had like dental surgery when he was younger.
Okay, so he's not the perfect homunculi that the internet thinks he is. So
No.
that's a shame.
Yeah.
The internet will be sad now.
Oh well. One more thing they're gonna be sad about.
The Dark Universe, or
No, Tom Cruise.
oh, I know he's doing Edge of Tomorrow too, which is interesting, but
The fuck are they gonna call it?
I don't know. I know that they technically renamed the movie as Live, Die, Repeat or something like that, which is a terrible title, but I don't know.
It sounds like when I play Call of Duty.
I didn't know they even made enough money with that movie to get a sequel, but
Neither did I. I never saw it.
it was really good. It's a good Tom Cruise movie if you don't like Tom Cruise, because he plays a despicable character that's murdered hundreds of times. So
Oh, it sounds like my movie. Why didn't I watch this before?
because no one watched it when it came out.
That's true.
It's a good sci-fi movie, but yeah, I don't know if there's much else to talk about Wonder Woman because it's not like a spoiler-heavy movie or anything. Or I guess the Ares reveal is kind of a spoiler, but
See, when the Ares got revealed, I didn't think who they made Ares to be. I thought that was gonna be Zeus.
okay, really?
I kind of thought it was gonna be like Zeus or one of the other gods, because like when he helped him, I was like, okay, why are you doing this?
I'm surprised they decided they were gonna kill off the gods immediately. Like, there's like, oh,
I feel like they're not dead.
do you think they're just gonna bring in the new gods? Or,
No,
like,
well, the new gods aren't technically aren't really part of us. Aren't part of like mythology.
well, I mean, like it's kind of like the old gods are dead, and now they're gonna bring in the new gods. Is kind of like the thing that's gonna be like the big bad guys going forward or something.
Well, Darkseid is a new god.
He's a member of the new gods.
I thought he was.
I don't know offhand. I need to read more new gods just to kind of get better acquainted with
Because
it.
I know
but-
Orion is, I know Highfather is. Either he's a parademon or he's a new guy. I can't remember.
the idea of him being a parademon is a little funny in my brain. But...
Yeah, because especially since they all suck. Like they're just cannon fodder at this point.
Yeah, especially in like post New 52 stuff, or beginning of New 52 going forward.
I actually liked him in New 52. I was like, oh, you guys actually look like you might do something. And then I got disappointed.
There's like 4 pretty good comics that came out of the New 52, and then the rest is kind of superfluous and grim.
Hey, it's just like, whatever.
I've heard Aquaman's really good.
Yeah.
I'm working on Wonder Woman right now. That's really good. Half of Scott Snyder's Batman is really good. I don't like Superman. I don't like the new Superman interpretation, even though I like Superman a lot. I think
he was just a jackass in the New 52. I didn't care for him.
Yeah, he was off. I don't like the costume. I don't like his attitude.
He was like, he didn't act like how he used to. I didn't care for that.
I like that they immediately brought back post-crisis Superman. So,
Like, yeah, it's okay. We're good now. We got rid of the shitty one.
we have the interesting one with history and interesting powers. That's kind of, and he's not a jerk to everyone.
Oh no, the other one died. Oh well.
Yeah,
They got over that very quickly.
Final Days of Superman was like the least impactful death ever.
I know, they're just like, oh no, he died. Well, we'll see you guys. I'm like, well, alright. Your friend just died here, so...
I must say, I do like the New 52's kind of revitalization of Lex Luthor as a good guy.
That was really weird.
It's kind of cool. Like I've always thought that Lex Luthor, properly understood, is like a good character when he's not like purely a villain.
When he's not a jackass.
Well, he's supposed to be kind of like the intellectual foil to Superman. So
yeah, I don't know. He's kind of like the He's kind of like the Doctor Doom of like DC.
Kind of. I would say that Lex Luthor is like, if Superman wasn't around, Lex Luthor probably wouldn't be like a terrible guy. Like I think a lot of what makes him terrible is the fact that he's reflexively feels the need to make himself distance himself from Superman because he sees Superman as an ideological threat. Because he's like, I'm the best of man. I worked I worked as hard to get it where I am, and this guy shows up. He's literally a god he has like all this power from nothing, and he's going around being a symbol for good, and he's completely unchecked. Like, have you read Brian Azzarello's Luthor at all?
No, I haven't.
It's a really good comic. It's basically kind of like their conflict from his perspective, and it's really interesting. But yeah, I think
you know what DC really needs to do is bring back Static Shock.
Who?
Static Shock.
Not familiar offhand.
Tyler, how do you not know who Static Shock is?
I've been reading comics for 4 years.
You never saw the TV show when it came out?
As a TV show?
Yeah.
Offhand, I guess not.
Oh my god. The internet probably just got a little bit more pissed at you.
The internet doesn't pay attention to what I'm doing.
Not yet. Now they are. That was such a good TV show. It's like, do you know who Black Lightning is?
Black Lightning?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like a kid version of that.
Okay.
Go read it. It was nice. Actually, DC didn't do it first. One of DC's like smaller comic book companies did.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it was really good, and I'm very surprised you don't know it.
My ignorance is incredible. You have.
I guess.
One does not know the boundless ignorance that exists within me.
You know, I'm very surprised they haven't brought into Rebirth Shazam.
Really?
Like, why? Like, he doesn't have his own comic. He's not in like any story. He's not even
bizarre.
in the Justice League.
That's bizarre because they gave him a huge rollout for New 52.
Yeah, so I was like, where did he go?
He's probably chilling in the background somewhere.
He better come back. I mean, look at your Rebirth Justice League has 2 Green Lanterns in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's got the black dude that came out in New 52.
John Stewart?
No, it's not John Stewart. It's the one where like he's wearing the mask, like a full body mask.
The only Green Lantern story I read during New 52, I read the first half of the storyline where the lanterns like are being trained, like the giant. I forget what it was like.
Source wall.
Like there's apparently like an infinite, like if the universe runs out of Green Lantern energy, it explodes or something like that. And
that's nice.
Yeah. And apparently the Green Lanterns have been like using so much of it that the universe is going to die soon. So some giant supervillain comes up and destroys the Lantern Ring. So they can't use it anymore. But I only read like half that story like 5 years ago, so I don't remember anything about it. But
was that the first Green? No, that wasn't the first Lantern.
Yo. This would have been.
I wanted to read that one. That one seemed interesting.
Yeah, I have to find the trade for it. It probably was. But.
Yeah, because I want to read that in Godhead.
I need to go back and reread like a lot of the recent Green Lantern stuff because I know that there was a really good run just before New 52 with let's see.
Oh,
Brightest Day, Darkest Night. Sinestro Corps.
The Sinestro Corps War was super good.
I heard Superboy Prime and what's his name from Crisis on Infinite Earth shows up.
Yeah, it's Cyborg, Superman, and Superman Prime show up, and they're helping, an anti-monitor.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this doesn't seem unfair at all.
The unstoppable antimatter creature from that destroyed every single universe. Yeah, that's fair. That's freaking fair.
I don't remember how they beat it, to be honest. It's been so long since I read it.
I read it just recently. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I think they...
No, I meant, like, I don't remember how they beat him in the Sinestro Corps War.
Oh, I know he just showed up again for Darkseid War, but
Yeah, I actually like his redesign for Darkseid War.
That was like the last big New 52 thing, right?
Yeah, that was like before Rebirth, and I read like half that. It was pretty good.
I'll probably look up the comics explained for it if that's up up already. But
It's like 10 parts. It was really good.
Long or short? Like
10 issues.
Oh, okay, that's not bad then.
No, not really.
Uh,
But I say it's like 40. 40 is the one that everyone like wants because that's the first appearance of Darkseid's daughter.
hmm?
Yeah, you find out Darkseid's a daughter in this one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, from Amazon on Earth 2, I think. So it's like if it's like Wonder Woman, but she has Darkseid's powers.
Okay. Is the multiverse in existence at the moment?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure why.
I just can't remember, because I know I tried getting into the Crises events a while back, and I found out that I really didn't like the Crises events.
Which one? There's like 30 of them.
I read Crisis on Infinite Earths and half of Infinite Crisis.
I have Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have all those. I have Infinite Crisis. I never read Identity Crisis.
Or Final Crisis.
I read Final Crisis. That one was really good. That one you should read.
Okay. I basically lost patience with it after a while.
They have so many. It's like DC's going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, it's DC can't decide how they want their continuity to look like going forward.
I'm surprised they didn't do one for New 52. They should have made the Darkseid Crisis. That would have been funny.
You know what? I will bet that there's going to be another Crisis. I mean, you can technically count Flashpoint and Darkseid War as crises, just because they're.
We just like scribbled the word crisis in there.
Yeah, well, I think they're committed to no longer having crises after the final crises. So, like now
the final crisis.
Now they have to come up with different names so that this doesn't look like they're just being hacks.
Well, I know I guess the next event from. Did you read the button for Rebirth?
I did read the button. That was pretty. That was pretty good.
It was really good. Like I know, like they didn't show the Watchmen like everyone wanted to. And I did kind of get mad about that, but it was still a really good book.
It had 3 good issues, and then they kind of didn't deliver at the end. But...
Yeah, it kind of like did set for like Batman not want to be Batman anymore.
I guess the bigger thing now is that they've officially shown that Dr. Manhattan. You actually physically see him, unlike what you didn't back in the Rebirth, but...
It would have been cool if they show like the shadow of like Rorschach or one of the other like... Watchmen.
You know, are you following the Oz story in the Superman comics?
On the Rebirth?
Yeah.
No,
There's a character...
I got issue 1 and I got issue 6 because that's when his kid puts on the suit.
Yeah.
And then I didn't read after that. I should have got 10.
There's a character who's been floating around the background of the Superman Rebirth called Oz. And at first I thought he was the Spectre, but but apparently he's not. So he's some sort of being that's more powerful than the Superman villain that was voiced by Gilbert Godfrey in the animated show, Mr. Plissick.
Oh yeah, because you find out that he's the Clark Kent of that world now is that dude.
Mr. Gilbert Godfrey.
Mr. You just say his name backwards and he disappears.
He's supposed to be the most powerful person in the DC universe, according to a couple sources, but
I thought Spectre was considered the strongest.
It might... Spectre versus Mr. Pick, like, go! I could see either one, honestly, but...
Who was the other dude next to Spectre? There was another one. Was it like Phantasm or Phantom or something like that?
I don't know. It might... I'm really not sure, but... Figuring out who's the most powerful DC character is kind of a fustercluck, so I don't know.
That is true.
But yeah, because then you got Darkseid and Anti-Monitor, and it just becomes a mess the more you try to figure it out. But yeah, I think the big reveal of the Button storyline was just that
something's up with this Superman.
Something, yeah. I think that the Oz storyline is definitely going to play it. Like, if I had to guess, I'm guessing Ozymandias is going to show up to some capacity, but I have no idea how they'd write him or Rorschach or any of the original Watchmen characters into this.
I don't know either.
Having Manhattan there makes a lot of sense from a story perspective, because end of Watchmen, he flies off into space to do his own thing.
Yeah.
So, having him just kind of floating around, screwing with the DC universe makes a lot of sense. It's like, well, I've got nothing to do. I'm gonna go see what's going on in DC. But apparently now they're building up to some sort of big event reveal, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like Crisis or clock tick down to Doomsday or whatever.
I really want to read it. Like, I'm mad that they're gonna make us wait like 5 months for it, but
that's because they know people are gonna wait that long and then spend a bunch of money. Did you get the reflective covers for the issues?
At least three of them I did.
That sucks.
Those were cool comics.
I want the one from C2E2 where it's split down the middle with Flash and Batman and it reflects.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can also go sell out to Europe right now because that cover's banned actually.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason the smiley face is banned for book reasons. I can't remember.
That's interesting.
So I was like, I could have bought like a shit ton of those.
Sold them to the European market.
Yeah, so I made a good killing off it.
Alright, well, I bought 4 issues and now I own a car, so.
And I'm good.
Yeah.
Have you read Super Sons?
I read 1 issue of Super Sons and I got terribly bored.
It's not that bad. It did get bored on the first issue. That's why I tend to like not read the first issue if I buy a comic, I usually like buy the first issue, then like wait a couple more issues, then read it.
Okay.
Because I really don't like just reading one issue. I'm like, oh, what happens next? And then I get antsy.
My local graham cracker sells out immediately, so it's hard to kind of like.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, go and
just buy a couple issues and then read them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I buy it, then not read it, and then wait for the next one to come out. Probably read it or not read it. So that's what I did with Super Sons. I didn't read it till like issue 3.
Okay. Like, I just didn't see where they were gonna go with that. Like,
it was really like, where are we going?
It's like the Marvel problem right now, where they literally just keep offshooting comics off of offshoots of comics and like creating all these little different stories that don't go anywhere. And I'm just like, have a point to publishing something. Like, if you're gonna publish this new spin-off, have it tie into something you're about to do as like another story. But like, I didn't see. Are they gonna make like a big event down the line with Superman or Superboy and Damian Wayne? But I don't know.
I feel like he's going to end up joining the Teen Titans soon.
Superboy or Damian Wayne?
Superboy. Oh, you didn't. Like later on in the comics, like John's like, "Oh, why didn't you invite me to the Teen Titans?" And he's like, "Teen Titans," and John's only 10.
That makes sense.
I didn't realize he was only 10.
What's the quantitative difference between the Teen Titans and the Titans?
Titans are like the older people that were Teen Titans. You know,
Okay.
like, hey, we're into our own thing. Because I'm actually reading Titans right now. Because at one point, all of them were like, you know, Aqualad. You got the original Rob. You got Nightwing that used to be Robin. You got Wonder Girl. You got Kid Flash. I don't even know if he wants to call himself Kid Flash anymore.
I got a recommendation to go back and read George Perez's new Teen Titans from someone, so I think I'm going to do that. Like, I've heard that's really good.
The new Teen Titans?
Like the new Teen Titans back from the 80s.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. You would like it. Like the original Judas Contract.
Yeah, I figured. I actually just rented a copy of the Judas Contract movie from the library, but
That was a good movie.
yeah,
It was really weird.
I'll probably watch it and then go back and read the comic at some point. But
It's different from the comic.
really,
Yeah.
okay, then.
Because in the comic book, that's actually the Judas Contract. I want to say it's 2. Yeah, part 2. That's where Nightwing dons his outfit.
Okay, did Did they do an adaptation of that for the animated Teen Titans show? Or?
No, it was already Nightwing. It's like it takes place after Teen Titans versus Justice League.
Okay. Like, I had heard somewhere that they did a pseudo-adaptation of it for the Teen Titans animated series at some point, but...
Yeah, because the team there was Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Damian, Nightwing... Did I already say Starfire?
Was there ever a lineup similar to what they have in the animated series for the original Teen Titans, or?
It's more like the early 2000s Teen Titan cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the most. Those were the popular characters.
Yeah, because every time I see like Teen Titans stuff, it's always like Superboy and Aqualad and Kid Flash. So.
Yeah, Superboy didn't come into later. I was
What...
actually really surprised they never put Superboy in that show, or Wonder Girl. That was really surprising.
Maybe they? I think they. I can imagine they wanted it to be as distant from the Justice League stuff as much as possible. So.
Yeah, because Aqualad showed up, Kid Flash showed up.
Really, I never noticed that.
Yeah, they're like Aqualad shows up like really early in the series, and then Kid Flash is like really like towards the end.
I know everyone shows up in the Teen Titans Go, but
yeah, we don't talk about that show.
We've had like 3 or 4 good rants on that on this podcast, so hating Teen Titans Go is kind of par for the course for this podcast. But
you know, it really pisses me off that they got the original voice actors back, and then like they did this shit. Like, really, you could just give me another season.
Well, maybe they'll do that like Samurai Jack style. Like now
make it like really brutal.
They could. That made money, so there's obviously an audience.
True. I didn't really care for how Samurai Jack ended, to be honest with you.
I think it was fine, like right up until the ending episode.
I think that should have been like at least a 2-parter.
Well, I'd say that they picked the wrong ending for the show. Like, I think that should have been he stays in the future and fixes it. Or just kind of deals with the fact that he can't go back. Because that's kind of what it was setting up for a while.
Yeah.
It was setting up there are no more time portals, he can't go back, there's no way to do it. But I think the way he went back was ultimately creative. But...
Yeah, using Ashi.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he can do that.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, why did it take her so long to, like, kind of, like, fade off from existence?
That was weird. That was very poorly executed.
That, like, it should have been, like, the moment he killed Aku, they get out, then she, like, disappears. That should have been it, not, like, you made it all the way up to the wedding day.
Yeah, that's so bizarre. Like, she stays around for, like, probably weeks.
Weeks, days, who even knows how long?
Yeah, so there's no like immediacy to the immediate consequence. It's just like she's gonna stick around until like the moment before they get married, and you could tell someone in the screenwriting process was like, oh, I have a great idea, and then no one bothered to fix it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't think it was a rushed problem as much as it was a poor choice of ending problem. But
yeah,
if he just killed Aku like in the future timeline, it would have been all right. Plus, Aku is such a weird villain. Like,
I love Aku.
Yeah,
my favorite scene in season 5 was when he was doing therapy with himself.
Yeah, he's such a likable villain. Like, there's almost like a disconnect between like all the horrible crap you know he does,
and you're just like, okay, you're kind of funny.
Yeah, and then it's just Mako making funny jokes. It's just like, oh, I can't stay mad at you.
Pretty much. I just like when the Scotsman kept calling him a baby. He was just like, forget this and just kills him. I was like, damn, alright.
Then the Scotsman comes back to life. It's amazing.
He becomes like a ghost.
Yeah, now literally every single one of those characters is dead. This timeline swapping does not work well for us.
Not really.
But yeah, are you reading anything DC-wise at the moment?
Yeah, I actually am. I'm reading Titans. I was gonna read the new the DC Reaver Teen Titans, because I got issue 1 and I was like, okay, I kind of just stopped and didn't really think about it. I read Batman. I'm trying to think what else I was doing. Green Lantern, I read for a little bit. It was alright.
There's a lot of okay-ish comics coming out of Rebirth. Like, I think the general idea is that everyone really likes what they're doing, but there's been a lot of comics that I haven't been enticed
I
to read
really
yet.
liked the first story for Batman Rebirth with Gotham and Gotham Girl. That was a really good story.
I love the ending.
And I thought that they were setting it up for like that Justice League versus Suicide Squad. And I really got disappointed that it didn't. So I was like, well, this sucks. How do you feel about the Chinese kid being Superman?
I haven't read it yet. It's a little bit wonky to me, but I listened to Comic Historian's exploration of what they were doing at the character. It's at least interesting.
Like, I got the first issue like saying like, oh, well, it's a first appearance of a character. Maybe it'll take off.
Well, my first reaction was, this is like Superman Red Sun without the irony, but I don't know.
Yeah, kinda.
At least that book was at least about the idea. Like, I don't know if like this is going to be about anything. It's just like, are they just doing this so you can say, hey, look, we have a Chinese Superman? I don't know. But I heard the concept they were going with was at least a little bit neat, so maybe I'll read the trade when it comes to my library.
I just want to see him get his ass kicked by Superman.
I
oh yeah, I could take you down, and he just gets his ass kicked.
I think they met briefly during one of the recent events, so like.
Did they? I have no idea.
Apparently, normal Superman now knows that the Chinese Superman exists. So
yeah, because they made a whole Chinese Justice League.
I've heard about that.
That was interesting.
they're like competing like as superheroes now or something like that, or they're trying to like present them as like this is China's Justice League or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's at least an interesting idea, but I don't know if it's like gonna hold out for very long. But it could be interesting if it keeps going.
Yeah, if they do it right. I wanted to read Blue Beetle because I actually like Jaime Reyes as Blue Beetle, but I don't like how they draw him.
In the new version of it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something with his face. I don't know why.
Well, it's not the same Blue Beetle as before, right?
No, it's still Jaime.
Like, I remember the Rebirth story was guys trapped in like cyber, like some sort of thing, and he can't get out. So,
Or maybe it is. I have no idea.
I haven't read Rebirth in like 2 years now. So, yeah, most of what I'm reading from Rebirth at the moment is just the Superman stuff because I think that's pretty okay. But I like the Button a lot, but there hasn't been that much stuff that I've been super enticed to read otherwise.
Yeah, not really a lot was cool in my opinion.
I don't know. Like, I like the whole idea of Rebirth, but they're not going they haven't done very much with it yet.
I mean, they're doing better than Marvel at this point.
Well, yeah, it's just because they're trying to play more into the fans right now. Like, because
Yeah.
Marvel is kind of reflexively trying to, I don't know, like they're making weird decisions. They're pushing side characters that no one wants to read. And
Hey, read Falcon. I don't like Falcon. Read it. That's literally what they're trying to make me do.
So many of their comics are like, they're either like revamps of the characters, like to try to like come up with new, like replace the original ones, or they're spin-offs with like minor characters that no one wants to read. Like, I know Mockingbird was at one point an important character, but I don't know a lot of people out there that were super into Mockingbird, like just as a character, and then she suddenly became like the most controversial character.
Wow, what happened to her now?
Well, they started like, there was the Asking About My Famous Agenda t-shirt from one of the cover images.
Oh, that was her? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of content like that in the comics, and that kind of made some readers mad. So
I did like Mockingbird. Her and Hawkeye made a cute couple.
yeah, I always assumed that she was kind of a niche character, so I didn't see why that was a huge controversy. So
Who knows?
other than, I don't know, there are worse things Marvel has done in the past 2 years than that, but
Making Falcon Captain America. Deballing Thor.
wasn't
Killing Banner.
What was the Thor thing about the Israel foreign policy? like one of the characters just starts talking about like Israel, even though he's Asgardian, or something like that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
It might have been Angela. I don't know though. It's either Thor or Angela. I don't know.
Have you read like X-Men Gold? I know we're on DC right now, but have you read like X-Men Gold?
I don't. I read one of the X-Men comics, and I skimmed through it, and I was just like, I don't know where this is going, but this is not as different. This is not as interesting as all different X-Men. So I'm not gonna keep with it until something interesting happens again. So
I just don't like the artwork for Gold.
Was that the one that got like the guy canned for when he started throwing Indonesian propaganda into the mix?
Yeah. The new writer, or maybe it's still him, I don't even remember, because I don't even know how much he like drew for it. They drew Gambit really weird, like he looks Asian.
Really?
Yeah, it looks really bad.
Huh, that's interesting. But are they going anywhere with all these, like, there's like 10 X-Men comics now?
There's like 4.
There's a lot of them.
There's
plus
there's
the Wolverine
blue,
and stuff.
there's Blue, Gold, Weapon X, Cable guy's own comic.
And they still have Owen Logan.
Jean guy's own comic, or Jean got her own comic.
Yeah.
Iceman's getting his own comic.
There's 2 Wolverines right now, so.
Well, you got Laura, and then you got Old Man.
Yeah. So yeah, a whole lot of wheel spinning, and I'm not exactly sure where this is going.
Well, think about it, there wasn't an X-Men comic for like the longest time.
In terms of what? Like, because all different X-Men ran for a while, so.
When did that end?
I think that ended right around Secret Wars. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Because that was a pretty good comic for a while. Like, not a lot happened in it, but it was at least entertaining to read. So.
I don't know. X-Men Blue's not that bad. I'll give it that.
What's going on with that one?
That's the one where like all the original team came into the future.
Oh, so it's basically the all different X-Men
Yeah.
continuation. So that's cool. That would be the one I'd want to read.
Yeah, and Magneto's actually leading them. Like he's like their Charles.
What happened after X-Men versus Inhumans? Like I know there was a huge event for that, but I didn't bother reading it.
Me either. I think I had no, I don't think I even have issue 1 of it. I don't know. I just know that Black Bolt killed Scott, and that was okay with me.
So that I guess that's the fruition of the arc, but I guess that makes sense.
Just hey, forget you, and they're like, hey, forget you. Oh no, something about like the Terrigen Mist is toxic to mutants.
That was an interesting idea. I really like that idea. It's like now there's that huge Terrigen Mist that's just floating across the earth at all times, and it's causing all these people, these like latent Inhumans, to kind of come out of nowhere.
Well, it's kind of like how the mutants were back in the 90s. Like randomly, just they were popping up like, oh, cool, and then you get killed off every like 2 issues.
Well, yeah, but apparently, like now there's like no more mutants breeding, so like they're like the only mutants in existence are like the X-Men now. So
until something big happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of times in the last 20 years where all the X-Men just got mercilessly killed off.
They even make a joke about that in Gold. They're like, how many times have we died? Even Catcher is like, he's like, in our business, death is not permanent.
Yes.
I was like, see, finally someone understands that it really is not permanent.
Yeah, especially for Colossus. But
God, that dude's died, I don't even know how many times.
Colossus died at least twice. Jean Grey's died at least once.
No, she's died way more than once.
Oh gosh, Cyclops has died at least once, but now he's dead again.
And Nightcrawler died, I want to say once or twice.
How long do they gonna keep Xavier dead?
I don't think they'll keep him dead for that long. They shouldn't, at least.
Well, I know is his. I was gonna say, is his brain still in Red Skull?
No, his brain's they say his brain's dead or something.
Okay, so
like Captain America, they say his brain's dead. And they can't use it yet or now.
They're gonna contrive a way to bring Xavier back.
I turned saying that Secret Empire is going to bring Charles back.
Who's saying that?
I don't know. I just read that in an article somewhere that they think that Charles is going to come back.
That would be interesting.
It would be.
Do they still have the girl who's the manifestation of the Cosmic Cube floating around the edges of the stories?
Yeah, they're actually trying to gather. Someone's trying to get her, and then Steve's trying to get all the other pieces.
Okay, because she was the one that instigated this entire mess.
If you read Secret Empire 2, I know that there's like another Steve walking around.
What?
Yeah, go read. Yeah, 2 is like there's like an older Steve, but he's still big and he has a beard. And it's like, okay, I don't know what's going on. They didn't explain it at 3.
Maybe that's the Steve Rogers from before, who was the old man who lost all his powers. But
Yeah, that's what everyone's thinking. Or everyone's thinking he's the Ultimate Universe Steve.
do you think they're gonna bring more Ultimate Universe characters back?
Oh, they are. Well, considering in X-Men Blue 4, the original team has met Wolverine's son from the Ultimate Universe, and then the Marauders from the Ultimate Universe showed up. So that's like 4. That's like 5 characters right there.
Interesting. How did they contrive bringing back Old Man Logan?
I have no idea. I don't even know why they even brought him into the mainstream universe.
Because they want the most popular version of Logan to be in the mainstream universe.
He really don't like doing anything though. He's more like, yeah, I'm tired and old.
That was what he did in Old Man Logan. So
Exactly. He's not doing anything different.
we hired you for one specific purpose: to grumble like Clint Eastwood.
Oh my god, Clint Eastwood could do Old Man Logan. Oh my god, we should do it.
Coming soon in Logan 2. Which would be the worst idea ever.
Did you ever see, have you seen the honest trailer for Old Man Logan? Or for Logan?
No.
Go watch it. It was really fucking funny.
You saw Logan, right?
Yeah, I saw Logan.
Of course.
The movie made me cry.
Oh. The feels.
Yeah, it was a way more refusing movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Good. I
Yeah.
was glad.
I still haven't watched Logan Noir yet, but I really want to.
Oh, it's in black and white?
They gave away free copies with the Blu-ray, so
Yeah.
I just haven't sat down to watch it yet. But that sounds really cool. I like the whole like recutting modern movies in black and white sort of deal. It's interesting. They did it with Mad Max too, so
Did they really?
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I actually got to see it in theaters.
Was it good?
I saw Mad Max Fury Road, and they recut it in black and white. It was about as good as she's expected to be.
So not that good.
No, it was fine. It's
Oh.
the only thing that was missing was that some of the vibrancy was gone. But like it doesn't. It's not because it's in black and white. It's no longer.
That's right, because they spray paint their mouths silver.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Some of the weirder CGI moments weren't as bad, just because CGI black and white tends to cover up weird stuff in the visuals.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was fine. So.
All right. Who is your favorite Batman? Let's see. We have.
All right. For some reason, Dad doesn't want to talk, and he's leaving us. So bye.
Bye.
So who's my favorite Batman conceptually, or in terms of the movies?
In terms of the movies,
Well,
let's see who this is.
I'd say the best depiction of it was the Kevin Conroy animated series, but not that would be cheating a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
so like we can't we're not doing anime movies.
So,
But yes, his voice is that's the voice of Batman. That's who I think of.
disregarding Val Kilmer and George Clooney, that leaves us with Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Ben Affleck. Michael Keaton is not a very interesting Batman. He's a good like Tim Burton.
Hummel,
character.
how could you?
He's a good Tim Burton Batman. He's not a good canonically accurate Batman.
He's a good He is the best Batman. You know who he two is?
Who?
Take a guess.
Bale?
Nope.
You don't like Bale, do you?
It sounded like he sounds like a 4-year-old smoker that's been smoking for 50 years.
It's ironically perfect.
Like, goddamn it, you're a billionaire. Get a goddamn voice changer.
Where's the trigger?
I mean, look at Ben Affleck's. See, that's what you should have done. Not like.
You know what? I like Ben Affleck's Batman, but I won't love it until he's in a good movie.
You still don't know who the second one is, do you?
Who?
Adam West.
You know what? I have not spent enough time with Adam West, but I will accept that answer.
See, everyone loves Adam West. You know what they should have done for Batman v Superman? They should have made Adam West Alfred.
I'm personally a fan of the 40s serial version myself, but...
He could have made it like, I remember myself back in the 60s.
He's been around for a very, very, very long time.
Exactly. He's older now. He can pull off a good Alfred. You could even have do something where he presses a button and the old Batman theme song comes on, or the Bat Dance song comes on.
Good gosh, he doesn't even do crap anymore. All he does is do references to Batman.
He does Family Guy.
I guess, but is that necessarily a huge gig?
I have no idea.
I didn't even know if that was necessarily his voice. I just knew they were calling him that.
No, it's his voice.
Mayor West.
It is Adam West.
I wonder how much of that he improvs and actually comes, or how much of it he actually comes up with. That would be interesting.
Who knows?
You don't live on... Your house is an incorporated land within the United States, which makes you a communist!
You could have made him crazy the Batman vs Superman. I wouldn't have cared.
He would have been just completely out of place, but it would have been funny.
It would have made that movie a lot better. Hold on. At the end of Wonder Woman, does that take place during Batman vs Superman?
That takes place immediately after Batman vs Superman, because they know each other at that point.
Okay.
Because she mentions the fact that she's trying to find I just rewatched it recently again after Wonder Woman to see how it kind of fits chronologically.
Yeah, because I didn't know, because I remember there was a thump, and I thought I heard Doomsday roar, so I was like, oh, is she going to go fight Doomsday?
She mentions she's looking for a photo in the movie, so it's implied that she's looking for the Steve Trevor photo.
Yeah.
And you in this one, she gets escorted by Wayne Industries to the Louvre and finds it there. So
that was a really old Wayne Industries car. If you really look at it, it looked like 40s car. I was like, oh.
In the one she's being driven there in?
No, the one the one that brings in the briefcase. It looked old to me.
Okay, might have been just some old money type who had access to the photo, so who knows?
Apparently someone said that you can see the outline of the invisible plane in that movie.
I don't think so. Where would that be?
Yeah, I was like, where would that be? And it's invisible, so you can't see it.
That's a little bit too silly of a concept to bring into this version of the Wonder Woman, so
I feel like they'd still end up doing it.
I mean, it'd be fun, but I don't know how you wouldn't fit in Snyderverse.
They would make it. Technically, it's Whedonverse now.
That's so weird. That's so freaking weird.
It is, dude. He did Justice League and Avengers.
My brain is melting under the weight of this monstrosity.
I mean, I feel bad for Schneider, but Whedon took over.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give him crap for that.
You really can't. I was like, why did he step down?
And you find out.
And I was like, oh no, my heart.
It's about the worst thing that could happen to a person, but
yeah. Is he going? Did he even say if he was coming back for any sequels or no?
One can reasonably assume that he's going to be out of commission for the next few years.
Yeah, I would.
I imagine if he does come anything, he'll probably come back to Warner Brothers to do that adaptation of the Fountainhead he really wants to do. So. Oh
yeah, that's right. I forgot he wanted to do that.
He's really into freaking Ayn Rand, so that'll be fun. But that would probably be the only thing that could coax him back, because I imagine they'll do for him what they did for Nolan after they lost Heath Ledger, because Ledger was going to be the huge, the villain of Dark Knight Rises as well as Dark Knight. So they told him well, look, we'll let you do whatever movie you want as long as you come back for Batman 3. So it's okay, I want to do Inception.
All right.
Well, I can't imagine a world where a movie like that would get successfully pitched, other than one where he just directed the most successful superhero movie ever. So.
Yeah. I didn't care for Dark Knight Rises.
I can accept that. Like
I think it's more because my favorite Batman villain is Bane, and I didn't care for the adaptation of Bane.
How much do you like Nightfall?
I really liked Nightfall. That's one of my favorite events. I mean, it was loosely based on it because he did break them all out of jail, but it's like a Batman literally gets everyone back in there by night in one night. And then Bane breaks in the house and kicks his ass.
Well, yeah. Well, wait. Does he fight all the villains in one night?
I thought it might have been more. It would be like a night and a day. Because I know Batman was like doing it nonstop, like getting them all back.
Yeah.
Because he was exhausted afterwards.
Yeah. So I read that back in college, and it didn't really grab me as much as I thought it would. Just because it's kind of. He fights one villain, then he fights the next villain, then he fights the next villain, and then Bane shows up. And then the next two parts are dedicated to Azrael. So
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Azrael in the movies. It'd be interesting to see.
That would be interesting. But I know in Arkham Knight that Azrael gets a huge like cameo in that. But
yeah, you can actually play him for a little bit in the.
Yeah.
Missions.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the guy who inherits the mantle of the Batman afterwards or something like that.
Well, he was Batman for a while.
Unsuccessfully. Well, then he turns Batman into that bizarre night creature.
Yeah. We don't like to talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I've heard people who do like literary analysis basically explain that the whole point of that story was that it was kind of flipping the bird to like 90s comics. It's like Batman should not look like every other character that's coming out right now.
I mean, yeah, I really don't like a lot of 90s books.
Most people don't. That's what I've heard.
It's like that was a really shitty time in comics, so I won't lie. And a lot of people will probably get mad at me. You're like, oh, what about X-Men?
Yeah, X-Men was fine. Spawn was getting big then.
Spawn was getting big. It was good. I wouldn't say it was like the best thing ever.
I think the big thing to come out of the 90s was kind of the independent scene, because
yeah, that's what it was good for.
Because you gotta remember, like Marvel Comics literally went bankrupt at the end of the 90s. So.
Well, yeah, after like fucking X-Men. Look how many fucking
X-Men saved him. Or the X-Men movie saved him.
Oh yeah, the X-Men movie saved him. I meant the like X-Men 1, when they made like 1 million copies of that motherfucker and it makes a picture. You haven't seen it?
I have not.
It's literally like a bunch, like the X-Men go into like a picture of like Magneto.
Huh.
I'm pretty like if I show you the picture, you probably have seen it.
Okay, I'd believe you on that.
It's like issue 1 had like 5 variant covers, so it made a picture.
Yeah, but a lot of comics in the 90s were terrible. Like Daredevil's costume is bad, Superman dies, Batman gets his back broken and replaced by Azrael.
Thor wasn't bad in the 90s. That's
Which one?
Thor wasn't bad in the 90s.
I'm not saying all of it was bad. It was just the movement, generally speaking, was bad. Like
yeah,
the industry.
And you got. When did fucking Deadpool come out?
Deadpool would have been mid to late 90s, because Deadpool was a New Mutants side character initially.
Yeah. Good old Rob Liefeld.
Oh,
Go.
He was at C2E2.
That man doesn't deserve anything, in my opinion. That man can't draw feet.
You've seen the Captain America post he drew.
Have you seen Heroes Reborn? How he drew him like dude, like
that's the funniest.
Like he can't even see his dick. Like, let's be real, that chest is too big. He can't draw. No. He draws everything misproportionate. He can't draw feet.
The best thing about that image is that some guy just they redid the image, but without the clothing, so it's just his huge muscles, and like it's just like you can't see his. It's ridiculous.
The dude can't draw feet worth of crap, and when he does, it looks awful. Like, go look at New Moon's 98 with Deadpool. It looks fine up until like right here. Then it just gets really weird.
Good lord, how do they mess up that bad?
Hold on. We can keep talking. I'll just show you on my Instagram because I have it.
Good lord. DC Comics keeps sending me emails about Wonder Woman for obvious reasons.
They're listening.
Oh shoot, I gotta send a work email out.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's right. I do have Doomsday's first appearance, and then
tell you what, I need to go pull out my laptop real quick because I forgot to send a work email. Well, when I should have.
All right, hold on. I can find it. Where are you? Damn it! It's not the full picture. Time to go on the good old internet.
I'm back. Eat. Oh no. I just received a voice message. That can't be a good sign.
Okay. Tell me what's wrong with this goddamn picture.
Let's see. I'm not seeing it at first glance. But...
Go look at the feet. Go look at his legs.
Huh. They look like Dr. Seuss feet.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can't draw feet with the shit.
Oh gosh, that's great.
This man is a failure.
Does he still work?
I hope not. I really hope not.
I feel kind of bad for him.
I don't. Have you ever seen the movie Batman Under the Red Hood?
Yeah, I like that.
So I was watching it the other day, and I completely didn't realize it the first time I watched it. Neil Patrick Harris plays Nightwing.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been, or probably been like an early Neil Patrick Harris then, I think.
But it was it was so good because I'm like, this is my Nightwing. Nightwing's like his snarkiness. And then we had Jason Todd just fucking everything up.
That was a good movie otherwise. How close was it to the book?
I didn't read the book.
Okay.
There's a lot, I try, when I see a DC movie, I read the book before, canned. Or, afterwards. Like, when Flashpoint came out, I didn't read Flashpoint until, a year after that movie came out.
Sure.
And I read it. The book is really different.
Yeah, there's a lot more lore stuff going on in the book.
Yeah, and Reverse Flash gets killed off like nothing. He's like, look what you did, Barry, and then Batman just stabs him in the back. I'm like, oh, all right, that was very anticlimactic.
Wah wah. But yeah.
And the fucking tiger.
The tiger?
Shazam's tiger.
I'm forgetting that.
The kids are walking around with a fucking tiger. Do you not remember that?
I guess not.
Just go rewatch it. You'll holy shit, these kids have a tiger. That shit becomes a Shazam. Or it's supposed to. I don't know what happened to it at the final battle.
There was a lot of
Cyborg doesn't die, which I was I thought he didn't die in the comics.
Yeah.
It's very weird seeing Superman nothing but skin and bones. It's kind of eerie.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird.
It was creepy. He creeped me out. I didn't like looking at him. Because in that movie, everyone looked like a goddamn they were on roids. Aquaman's abs. You can cut cheese on those shits.
Oh my gosh, you could grind meat on. Ah. But yeah, so I think something's something came up with work. I think we should probably call it early for tonight.
All right.
But yeah, thank you again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's always great having you on. So this has been the GroupThink podcast. Everyone have a good day.